absolutely wonderful. We might not have all the time in the world, but we've got at least 5 minutes with Matt, or Monday with Matt, as somebody would like me to call it. Absolutely fantastic. Got some wonderful stuff selected for you this week. Really, really good. And there were so many I could have chosen, but I have to limit my time. Apparently you can't take too much. This one was a challenge by David Nathan, our own David Nathan. And the challenge was Inspire with Light. And Mark Hume took him up on that challenge and produced this piece. And it's called With Light. In your darkness that you live, there's something more to give. Light the way for others to see. As you'll do so, better you'll be. More than what you cannot say, your words or verse light the way. More than darkness, shine brightly. Hope is for everyone, done rightly. Absolutely wonderful piece. Really, really stunning, that one. I've read that a few times now, and I really do like it. This one's by Richard Lambton, and I don't think there's a title with this one, so I'll just read it. Righting wrongs left us right where we belonged. When we knew all along it was we who were wrong. A world of conventions now accepted as unconventional, and more outlandish than all we long to forget. Now we're unable to accept or forget our fall from grace. Such is the state of the human race. Absolutely wonderful, Richard. That's another real classic one. Really, really enjoyed that. This one's another prompt, and the prompt was dark poetry spin, which is absolutely wonderful. And the picture that came with this one is one of those ones that you'd stop and think, wow, that's incredible. What an amazing thing. I hope it's real. It's probably AI, which is a shame because, if that statue was somewhere, what a bit of craftsmanship. But it's by Alan L. Bowles, okay? And as far as I can see, it's just got dark poetry spin. How many times have you walked along a given path, only to wonder how or why you've never noticed something in plain sight just a few yards away? Such was the case this last Saturday morning. The sky was overcast for this late into autumn, just days before All Hallows Eve. And yet there she stood, this aged statue of an angel. At that moment I stood frozen in my tracks, not knowing what to think or do. How could I have missed seeing this before today? Who could have placed this full-sized woman with wings that must weigh hundreds of pounds? Why, of all places, and now here along my favourite path, with all this overgrowth of moss and vines, at any time of year, none of this should not be here. It would have had to have been placed here decades ago. Who was this beautiful angel? Lost, bewildered, with thousands of questions formulating. Absolutely wonderful. Try and find that picture and then read this again. It's such a great piece and it just accompanies it so nicely. This one is, I've got a couple of short ones here. The first one is by Rafik Romdani. We all know how good he is. He's fantastic. And it's really, really short, but it's just, I love it. Supine, it's called. I will fill my head with songs, coffee and cigarettes before I finally sleep, supine on my mother's warm knees. Just absolutely beautiful. And to have been posted on Mother's Day, what can you say? This one's by Lucinda Lovings. See quite a few of them pop up, and it's always good to see them. There's no title with this one again, but doesn't matter. Happiness is a conversation. Seated at the table is you. Across from you is everything else. Deeper into everything else is a distraction. Love yourself first before all others. Though you may be everything for someone, everything leads to everything except you. Be that light. Embrace it. It's attractive. It's you. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you for that, Lucinda. That's really, really nice. Now, this one is from Peter Rimmer. He's a great poet. I've loved him for ages. And he's in New Zealand, as I said. I think I might have said. But once again, no title as far as I can see. Or unless the title is Dream Tides a Heartbeat Away. And I think it is. Who visits? No one stays. My dead folk at times visit me in dream. It is the most natural thing. I know they're not here, and I am not there. Yet here we are together, as though we were never apart. Only to evaporate on waking, upon which time the world intrudes. The curtains pulled back, they leave, and I am alone, sometimes feeling warm and comforted. Other times profound sadness, cold, empty, alone. Enough of that now. Here is where I am. With them I will eventually be. In the meantime, my place is here, under skies, feeling the dance of air on skin, shine of sun on face. Here is my place. Wow. Peter Rimmer, who's a blooming good poet then. That is absolutely fantastic. Now this one, it's by someone who's this pretender. It's called Heart of Darkness. When you lose yourself in darkness, we gravitate towards the brightest light. We start to look within us, but it's more than we can fight. The matter of this subject, while generous in its being, is, however, not so much as generous with its seeing. Looking without knowing isn't finding. In the end, our truth we must be willing to completely to suspend. Seek this heart within the darkness. Look for it. It is yours and yours alone. The time it takes has no import. It is this abstinence of looking we must bemoan. Without looking there is no finding. Of that we can be assured. Our heart and soul within us, it seems, the only way out of our lives completely to be adored. That's all right. That's one of mine. It's all right. Now this one, last one. Now, I think this is it's either a Polish name, and it would be Mindy Jerabich, and that's what I'm going to stick with. Okay, Mindy, please get in touch and tell me what's right. But I absolutely can relate to this, and so can so many normal people. Absolutely wonderful. Below my mouth, you'll sometimes find a second chin. When I sit, I am all folds and rolls, and so much more to love. Above my eyes rest painted eaves of brown, uneven on my cheeks, blossoms of different depth and size, chestnut hair tucked thoughtless behind small ears. I hear everything I'm told, I'm supposed to embody, between burdened breaths and sparkling smiles. I carry strength in my quaking thighs and thick arms. The ache is wild in this chaotic forlorn in-between. I may not grace a stage or dance a silver screen, but I am beauty still, ever deserving to be seen. Absolutely. I love that one. I had to say that it's got to be probably one of my favourites I've read in a long while. It's for every normal person in the world. And I love it. And Mindy does some amazing work. There were so many more I could have read out. And maybe I'll get a chance to do a bit more next time. But keep posting, keep liking. There is so much to read on the group. The group is growing, and some say by the end of this week we may reach 10,000. If you know of anybody that's into poetry, get them to like the page, get them to join in. We'll have another all-day video day at the end of the month or beginning of the next month. So until next Monday, this has been 5 Minutes with Matt. Cheers.